What is up, everyone? Today I bring you another episode of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Damn, my balls are itchy, bro. Today we're gonna hop into the fucking trial, bro, for Nagito, bro. We absolutely have like no fucking idea who it could possibly be, bro, but wow, let's get right into it, bro.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here.
Huh?
Huh? Is this it? Should there be more people?
Damn it.
Stop it. You're making me depressed.
Silly fool.
You're making me depressed.
So,
So, it is going to happen again. The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends. But once we're through with this, we can go back, right?
That's right.
That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
But we've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guy who's making us do all this is the one saying it, you know?
You know, right?
That's why I'll definitely survive. If we can really go home after we deal with this class trial,
That's right.
I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. Even if I have to pull out all the stops.
You.
What the fuck? Why are you here? We haven't realized it yet. That feeling of wanting to leave this island. Thinking like that is Monokuma's trap, you know.
huh?
What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Stop trying to jinx us.
I'll pick you up.
Damn right. Stupid rabbit should just shut up. Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair. Huh? I have finally realized, after losing my powers, I've realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. A possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it. In order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So fight!
Huh?
What's her deal? I do not really know, but she seems different from before. Okay, Kazuichi. Maybe she read a self-help book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
You.
What can you tell just by looking at those button eyes? Anyway, make sure you turn off Minimaru. It'd be annoying if he started talking during the trial. Oh, fine.
But still.
Somehow, I understood what Manami is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going to the last class trial.
Yep.
You're right. We need to fight as much as we can, no matter what helpless truth awaits us in the end. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. I can never get over how violently that fucking rock shakes.
Yeah.
This elevator ride. This will be the last time for this too, right? I hope so.
Well,
Let's worry about about things after we're finished.
you are right.
More importantly, we must focus on the class trial before us.
Damn it.
The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is gonna go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that. Nagito was problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. And then, the door slowly opened. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope? Or the light of despair?
Well, now.
Now that the chatterbox Nagito is gone, there are only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up!
Enough! Just fucking start this already.
Hey!
Hey, this is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep.
It sure is. So, you gotta show some enthusiasm and make sure you give it your all.
All right!
Didn't I tell you? He said it! This is the end!
Now then.
Let's get this trial started.
Viva killing!
This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain is about to rise. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very sociable. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that could overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up. But there were also times he saved us, too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it, but there's no way we can end this without knowing. We will be consumed by despair. That's why we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito. Pause? The killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this is really the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial bellowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Dude, okay, you know, why do I have goosebumps from that, bro? Set skills, look, we're going in this raw as hell, 0 out of everything, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't care how many game overs I get, bro. I really don't.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Yeah, we're not gonna go through this.
Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit? Chesto!
Damn! That's how you want to start the trial, bruh? Okay, now why do I feel kind of bad, low-key? Because I've been hating on Monami this whole time, but like...
One more time!
Damn!
Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop. I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who is attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
I wonder how he's gonna like expose the truth, because this has gotta be the trial that reveals who the traitor is, right? Because that's what he was trying to do this whole time, was bring him forth.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Or... Oh shit, bro. Right into it, bro. Okay. I guess maybe the Monokuma account?
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
It's because the killer tortured...
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
No, I'm actually trying to like lock in, bro. I got this wrong twice.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
Bitch! This guy, bro.
I just realized it. It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
What trap? Stupid. Okay. Wait, what? Alright, so I'm gonna stick to the duct tape here, but... Okay.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assumed he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
I can't back down.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut and got information about the bomb's location.
Allow me to cut
That
through those
works? Wait, I just did it because I said fuck it. I didn't know.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
What?
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Chiaki said that like it looked like he was like trying to like breathe or some shit, like speak underneath it, right? She said something about it being crinkly.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Shit, do you? Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
So, oh, that's right. So they had the tape over him and then they killed him, right?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
Yeah.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth.
Yeah?
He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
I mean, it looks like it, bro. Look at how they did him, bro.
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
If we're talking about aggression here, I think maybe it's Akane. Because, like, Akane is, like, the one that was, like, about to lose her shit, right?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse. Yeah, and right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Yeah, so her busting that door open caused, like, those, like, fucking little Monokuma fucking cutouts to fall over and trigger whatever the fuck that was.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing is just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect.
This guy.
Alrighty then. Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is!
Okay. The reason for the fire, huh? They were right. We need to clear that up first. Yeah, so that had to be like a setup, but let's see, burned rope. That might be, but here I'm gonna go with the Monokuma panels because, like, I think that's what
The direct cause of the fire
what triggered
was
it.
the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
Fuck, my fault.
Or used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Nah.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
Nah.
They probably just threw the lighter.
Nah.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Here, I need someone to say. I need to agree with somebody here.
Maybe they used invisible thread.
No.
There should have been a way to tip it over with
Boom!
sound waves.
What?
There should have been a way to tip it over.
Or perhaps opening the door caused.
Boom! That's what it was. My
agree with
fault.
that.
I should have waited till the end. My fault, bro. Damn it. I got too excited with that Kazuichi one. But yes, that was what I was looking
I
for.
also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
Okay.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second.
Why Nagito look like he freaking it right now, bro? It's like, what is that pose, bro?
And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
The fire. Oh, what? There was a lot of music playing. Was it this?
I see!
Oh, yo, it actually is!
You
Oh.
were talking about the MP3 player, right?
Oh, so we don't hear the fucking things falling over, right?
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
Okay. The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were so used to the bright sunlight outside. Within that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud. Does Nagito like listening to this depressing crap? I'm not talking about the music. And as if on cue, it suddenly started.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
Yeah.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter. Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
If that door was the only entrance to the warehouse, they couldn't have left.
I see!
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used. You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Huh?
You don't mean...
Nagito himself? But if that's true, it's murder.
Hajime? What do you mean?
The person who set up the domino effect inside this warehouse, there's only one person who could have done that. Bro, you're telling me Nagito set this up himself? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at?
This is my answer. What if it was Nagito?
He said he would help out whoever the fuck it is, right?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Oh, y'all think he killed himself?
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
Bruh.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. So how the fuck would he tie himself, bro? Dude, I'm actually like immersed, bro. I actually really want to like understand what the fuck is going on. Although I'm fucking stupid as hell, but here.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Bro, what?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
To actually tie up your own...
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Damn, okay.
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
It proves that the burnt rope, it's the...
I see.
Wait, what?
Take a close look at his right sleeve.
I don't remember what it looks like. I couldn't guess this, or I couldn't like answer with that.
Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree?
Okay.
A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh my gosh.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Shit, I've been waiting for this.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
What the fuck? fuck, Sonya? But like, I think you're addressing the wrong issue.
That's definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
Oh, I'll let you. I'll fight. You want to fight, right? Like, fight. You can beat me up, bro.
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito. I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand. Ah, that much is obvious.
That much is obvious. I love doing his voice because it's so funny. But no, bro. So the fucking railing thing, the fucking shit on the roof.
Benjamin, you tricked me. Give me back that Benjamin.
I never gave you a Benjamin. Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back. What the heck? Did you give it to her, Hajime? Wait, what?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Wait, so did he actually slide her a hundo?
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
A way to stab yourself in the right hand using, okay, the thing on the ceiling, bruh. Forgot what that thing was called, but we had seen it with Chiaki in the last episode here. It's gonna be blood on Gerda. There it is. There you go.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
Right
He
hand.
threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall.
Yep, I agree with
Did he
that.
stab his
You son of a
hand that way?
bitch. Oh, it's not Sonya's point. Interesting.
We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Give me back the Benjamin. That was one of the white noises.
Prop the knife somehow?
Oh, yes, that makes sense. Wait. So the thing fell
A
through.
life-sized Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
Yeah.
He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right?
Yeah.
If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Well, he tied that. Okay, so then the bullet I was using beforehand applies to this right here. That blood on the girder must come from the rope of the spear, which then, like, I don't know what tipped it over for it to fall, but something did, right?
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Sonya, what do you mean by that? Nah, I knew it, bro. I knew Kazuichi was gonna say some shit. Look.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Oh, hell nah, bro. Kazuichi, this isn't the time for that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Don't repeat it, bro.
Say it one more time. I need you recorded. For reasons.
Kazuichi, you're a sicko.
Hey, bastard, you better cut it out.
For real.
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear.
Kazuichi's insane.
It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stab into your right hand, while your left hand is tied up.
Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, but I got a game over on that plushie one, bro.
So you're saying it's impossible?
No, was it the plushie one? Yeah, it was the plushie one. Yeah, it was the plushie one.
But no matter what I think, I I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's a setup type shit.
I also agree with that.
Cause like I couldn't think of anybody specific, bro.
To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
I feel like a stretch might be like an accomplice, like somebody tried to help him set this up, but I doubt that.
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same.
You just
Oops.
shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone.
My fault.
If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monomi's sassing me.
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far, so this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Among Us.
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Yeah, we have something that proves that. Huh?
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how we made it this far up till now. Everyone working together.
She's right. We've made it through several ordeals up till now by doing that. Then, even now...
Alright, let's do this.
Yeah, it's definitely the blood on the girder this time. My fault. I got a little too excited, bro. It happens. Or not, bro. It's not on here. Dude, wait, what?
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through. When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand,
But his left hand was also tied up.
and that rules out his left hand.
No.
If
I
that's
missed.
the case, the only other way is...
He used his teeth?
No.
Or maybe he used his front tail.
Bro, that's the second time she said
Idle
that.
guys have tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
What?
What are you saying?
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome! And that rules out his left hand.
Okay, bet.
No, that's wrong.
Woo.
Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
Oh, you know what? I get it. So you saw the pattern, right? You saw that we got to see how his hand was, how it had blood on it, right? The palm was free, but like the sides of it or whatever, and then the knuckles of it were covered in blood. So I'm thinking he had that wire of the spear wrapped around his left arm. He let go, and then the thing came down and fucking like killed him, right? That's how I think he had that set up.
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange?
Yeah.
He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
That's because the rest of the blood where it should be is on the other side, on his knuckles.
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Oh, middle joint's my fault.
Like you said, It looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
It means he was holding something.
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit.
He had that wire wrapped around his hand.
If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
It was gripping something.
I see.
Yeah, see?
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Bro, like, let it go.
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear! Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right. That's the problem.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
She's about to be like, I don't know.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Bruh.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear. I think.
The wire, dude.
However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
The wire. The cord.
I see.
The shaft.
That's it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
No, so it was for his setup.
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
He was gripping the cord extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. But from there, how would he stab himself in the stomach with the spear? Bro, he would just let go of it, bro, because of the girder.
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time? At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a long plan name.
That really is a crazy name.
One step at a time? What does that mean?
Have you heard of stairs?
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Nagito was facing up and the spear was stabbed through his stomach. So if it's just before that, that's it. Could it be? The state of the spear and the fact that Nagito was holding the tip of the cord attachment. If I put those together and think about it, I should be able to figure out where the spear was and what state it was in before it stabbed Nagito. Logic dive. Okay. I should be able to handle this, I'm not gonna lie. Now, how do I play this again? Question 1. Where was the spear just before it was above Nagito, yeah? Question 2. Besides the spear, what else was above Nagito? A ceiling girder. Oh, no. Here we go. I'm gonna try. Oh, fuck. But no, yeah. I know what the answer was. Like, I knew what the answer was. Question 3. What item connects the spear? It's the cord. Damn, you really gotta, like, speed read this shit, bro. Fuck. Is there any more questions after that? Okay. I was like, why is there an obstacle here at the end?
It's all coming together.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
Perpendicular. In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, Did he have some sort of ESP?
Okay, dude.
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support. He hoisted the spear directly above him. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
Wait, do you think that Nagito killed himself because he was the traitor? But if he was so keen on discovering who it was, oh, but he doesn't know that because his memories are gone. Okay. Dude, and so as he tried so hard to investigate, he found out it was himself. Oh, and that's why I'm like, it makes sense because of like his nature is to just be so wishy-washy about fucking like helping others like die and shit like that. But I guess there's like a different reason behind it, right? Like before then he was just like, oh, all in the name of hope or whatever. But not because like, you know, he was like told to do so.
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Then, this is for real?
For real. Yeah.
He really committed suicide? Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear?
I also find that hard to believe. I feel like somebody might have helped him. They didn't kill him, but they helped him. You know what I mean?
That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
Or maybe he did this because he couldn't find out who it was, and he's just like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna just kamikaze this shit.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
Jeez, and I was starting to feel a little sympathetic towards him. How stupid of me. I completely underestimated his capacity for malice. A mind-boggling malice that threatens us even after he's died. That's the form his malice took. I had forgotten all about it until now. If he was here now, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
See, that's what I'm also thinking.
So why did he not just do that in the first place?
But then, I want to believe more likely, better for the story, that he found out it was him, and then he just killed himself.
If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
You were talking about a gut feeling you had, bro. What about that?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's probably just my imagination.
Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is, or...
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You see, now, bro, spit it out. What is it?
You're right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh? That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right?
No.
It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer?
I feel like this is also like him egging him on, like, hey, bro, like they're wrong.
Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Ah, you see? Ooh, all right, bro. Hajime, what do you have to say?
Hold on. Why?
Oh, I want to hear this too, bro. I'm so nervous. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm into this, bro.
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
So we haven't even brought up that journal, bro, that we found in his room, and the poison too.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But... I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Wait, I'm actually confused. Wait, something related to Nagito's death, and it's something that he couldn't have messed with?
You're gonna keep going? And here I thought we were finally finished.
Something related to Nagito's death, a piece of evidence that he couldn't mess with.
I see!
The Monokuma file?
Is it about the Monokuma file?
See, I looked at the details of it and I didn't see anything weird, but I mean, I'm just obviously overlooking something, but...
Yeah, that's it. Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
The victim is Nagito Komaeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed into his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. The suspicious part of Monokuma file that Chiaki's worried about is... What is it? What's hidden behind him? Wait, what? Is it the time of death? Yeah, it's time of death. Or wait, this was the 5-letter word. Wait, what? Wait, there's so many of them! Dude, there's like so many of them! Wait! Oh, cause of death! The cause of death! It's the cause of death! No! No, wait! There's so many! Dude, there's so many of them! I can only do so much! Bruh, this is not... No, I'm dead. I fucking lost. Dude, y'all see how many I have on my screen? Okay, I'll be back when I got it, bro. Hold on. Fuck. Bro, I almost lost a second time. Yo, they're going so fast, and there's so many of them.
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
That is true. Wait! Wait. Un video más, mi gente, para perder el tiempo. Hold on, wait. Wait, this already tells me what it is. Nagito used the fucking poison. The contents of the fucking poison said that once it's evaporated, it can instantly kill or some shit like that. So, he probably did all this shit, and then when the fire went up, evaporated the liquid, right? Because the shit was obviously used. He inhaled all that shit, died. Sprinklers come about, hydrolysis occurs, breaks down the poison, boom! That's it, right? That has to be it. So he killed himself with the poison. The poison, he inhaled it and died. Right? Dude, is this... No, hold on. I love this shit because I love, like, understanding something new after, like, something else has been revealed. Oh, my God. I'm so fucking hard right now. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, bro.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death. But the cause of death is obvious, is it not? The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was a cause of death.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma,
I plead the fifth!
No, fifth.
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
But even during Gundam's case, and before during Mikan's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case. Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death?
Yeah, dude. Oh, I like this.
Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but...
Oh, that's the hint that Akane was talking about, bruh. Akane was she smelled some shit, bro.
But it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
are you sticking up for him?
No, he always had a purpose behind his shit, you know what I mean?
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For example, would that malice just end here?
Huh?
Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I
Yeah,
mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
it's more complex than that.
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh?
He probably wanted to die being like the ultimate hope or some bullshit like that.
Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe. You're right. We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
This is friggin' annoying. But if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma, you heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait!
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I believe.
Oh, splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you, huh? Now that I think about it, Nagito said the same thing. The absolute hope that can overcome any despair. He said he was yearning for that. Then the situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. Oh, never mind. I'm probably overthinking.
No!
Man, my heart was racing like crazy when I thought the voting time was about to start, but... Well, if you think about it rationally, there's no way it was gonna happen. We haven't done this bit yet. I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, is Loki gonna be the first one that we don't have a recess for? Most of the players probably figured that out too. You're the only one who didn't know. Isn't that right, Monami? Hey, how much longer are you planning to sulk? Let's get along like we always do. Alright, you passed! Friendship is measured by how long you can stand silence when you're all alone with someone else. So, Monami and I are the bestest of best friends! Don't say such stupid things. I hate you so much right now. Enough! Why do I always have to be hated that much? Besides the fact that you snap at me like that, I don't trust you at all. Not even a teensy tiny 1mm bit. How sad. Distrusting your friend is much more shameful than being betrayed by that friend, you know. We aren't even friends in the first place. Then as your older brother, let me say this. You're not even my brother. It's sad to live a life without friendship. That's even sadder than watching a high school rom-com full of guys. Wait, the fuck? Who's... What? You know what, bro? I'm not even gonna question the fact that that exists, bro. It's just... Anyway. Well, there may be some demands for that. Oh, I fell for it. I totally took the man bit. Okay.